Most people don't realize this, but you can do everything right for weight loss, eat clean, track calories, exercise, and still stay stuck. All because of one hormone, cortisol. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how cortisol can secretly block fat loss and the simple steps to fix it, even if you feel stressed 24/7. Because once you understand this one hormone, everything about weight loss gets easier. Hi, I'm Shane. I struggled with my weight despite tracking calories and working harder. When I discovered what truly works, I started helping others lose weight permanently. Alright, let's get into the good stuff, because this topic is one of the most misunderstood parts of weight loss, and once you understand it, so many things start to make sense. Today, I'm going to break down cortisol, what it actually does, why it can completely block fat loss even when you're doing everything right, and the simple steps you can use to bring it back into balance so your body can finally let go of stored fat. And we're going to do this in 3 simple parts. 1. What cortisol is really doing in your body. 2. Why elevated cortisol stops fat loss. 3. The steps you can take starting today to lower cortisol and unlock real results. And trust me, there's a part coming up that will explain exactly why you can be eating healthy, exercising often, and still gaining belly fat. Stay with me for that, it connects all the dots. Let's start with the basics, because most people misunderstand cortisol completely. Part 1. Understanding what cortisol actually is. Cortisol gets tossed around as this bad hormone, right? But the truth is, cortisol isn't the enemy. It's a stress hormone and we need it. When your body senses stress, physical, emotional, or even just mental worry, you release cortisol. That's normal. Cortisol helps regulate your metabolism, your cravings, your energy levels, your immune system, your inflammation response. So cortisol isn't the problem. Chronically elevated cortisol is. And that's the part most people miss. When cortisol stays high all the time, when your body never gets a break from stress, that's when fat loss becomes incredibly difficult. That's when you feel tired but wired. That's when you experience cravings that feel completely out of control. And that's when your body starts storing fat in places you don't want it, especially around your midsection. Now, you might be wondering, what counts as stress? What exactly raises cortisol? This is where things get interesting, because it's not just the big stuff. Sure, arguments, work pressure, deadlines, those all play a role. But you know what else spikes cortisol? Not sleeping enough, overthinking, too much screen time at night, over-exercising, under-eating, feeling overwhelmed, multitasking all day, getting startled by an email notification. Some people live in a constant fight-or-flight mode without even realizing it. And if your nervous system never calms down, neither does your cortisol. This leads us right into the next part, the part that explains why fat loss feels impossible when cortisol is high. Part 2. Why high cortisol blocks fat loss. Here's the part that so many people don't know. When cortisol is high, your body becomes more resistant to fat loss, even if you're eating clean and working hard. Let me explain why. 1. Cortisol increases cravings, especially for sugar and carbs. When cortisol rises, your hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin, get thrown off. That's why you reach for snacks, not because you're weak, but because your hormones are literally pushing you toward fast energy. 2. Cortisol makes your body hold on to fat, especially belly fat. This is something you've probably felt. No matter what you do, fat gathers around your midsection. And you haven't changed your food. You haven't changed your workouts. It's cortisol. The body stores fat near vital organs when it senses stress. It's an ancient survival response. 3. Cortisol makes you feel exhausted and wired at the same time. Ever felt physically tired, but mentally alert? Like your mind is racing, but your body is done for the day. That's elevated cortisol. And here's the sneaky part. When you're tired but wired, you lose the energy to make good decisions, and you lose the motivation to move your body. That combination makes fat loss even harder. 4. Cortisol makes overeating more likely, especially at night. When you're stressed all day, you might notice you snack more at night. That's not lack of willpower. That's cortisol-driven hunger and emotional fatigue. 5. Cortisol breaks down muscle tissue. This part shocks people. Muscle helps you burn fat, but high cortisol breaks down muscle fibers for quick energy. This means slower metabolism, less strength, less fat burning. Even if the scale doesn't move, your body composition gets worse. 6. Cortisol spikes make sleep worse, and poor sleep raises cortisol even higher. And this becomes a vicious cycle. You don't sleep, cortisol goes up. When cortisol is high, you can't sleep, and around it goes. So now that you understand why cortisol is such a massive obstacle, the big question becomes, okay, how do I actually lower cortisol so my body can lose weight normally again? Great question, and this is where most people accidentally make things worse, because the first place we start is not food, not supplements, not workouts. It starts with something else entirely. Part 3. How to lower cortisol. Naturally, the steps that actually work. We're going to walk through the steps one by one, and there's one coming up that almost nobody does, but it makes a massive difference. Let's start with the foundation. Step 1. Fix your sleep. This is the non-negotiable. If you're not sleeping 7 to 8 hours a night, cortisol will be elevated. There's no workaround, no hack, no supplement that replaces sleep. So how do we improve sleep quickly? We use something called the 3-2-1 sleep method, and it's simple. 3 hours before bed, stop eating. Digestion keeps your body alert, not relaxed. Going to bed on a full stomach keeps cortisol elevated. 2 hours before bed, stop drinking water. If you're up several times a night to use the bathroom, your sleep quality suffers. Less sleep equals higher cortisol the next day. 1 hour before bed, no screens, no blue light. Blue light dissolves melatonin, your sleep hormone. If your brain thinks it's daytime, cortisol stays high. During that final hour, swap screens for stretching, journaling, meditation, reading, a warm shower, calming music. Even doing this for 2 or 3 nights in a row will noticeably improve sleep quality, and cortisol will start to drop immediately. You might be wondering, does sleep really affect weight loss that much? Absolutely, because when sleep is poor, cravings go up. Hunger hormones get disrupted, fat loss gets blunted, energy crashes, cortisol skyrockets. Sleep is the foundation of everything else. Step 2. Regulate your stress response during the day. You can't always control the stressors in your life, but you can control how your body responds to them. And this is where things like deep breathing, journaling, meditation, guided prompts, taking a pause before reacting, slowing down your breath come in. Now, I know some people hear this and think, that sounds woo-woo, but it's not. Your nervous system has 2 modes: fight or flight, high cortisol; rest and digest, low cortisol. Breathing deeply, slowing your thoughts, journaling through stress. These are switches that move you from one mode to the other. Even 5 minutes helps. If you've ever taken a deep breath and felt your body relax, that's what we're doing intentionally. Here's an easy method. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, take 5 minutes and do inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 2, exhale for 6 seconds. Long exhales signal the body that you are safe, and cortisol begins to fall almost immediately. Again, it's simple, but it works. Step 3. Adjust your workouts. This one is huge. This is the part almost everyone gets backward. When people want to lose fat, they often turn to HIIT workouts, intense spin classes, high-intensity circuits, bootcamp-style training, and yes, those burn calories. But they also spike cortisol aggressively. If your cortisol is already high, doing high-intensity workouts is like throwing gasoline on a fire. Your workouts should not leave you exhausted and shaking on the floor. What works better? Strength training, walking, low-impact cardio, gentle cycling, Pilates, incline treadmill walks. These help reduce cortisol, preserve muscle, improve metabolism, lower inflammation, keep energy consistent, and when cortisol drops, fat loss becomes much easier. So ask yourself, do my workouts leave me energized or destroyed? That answer tells you whether your cortisol is being supported or overstressed. Step 4. Eat in a way that keeps cortisol steady. Now let's talk about food. One big mistake people make when they want to lose weight is undereating, especially protein. But here's the thing, undereating, cortisol rises. Eating protein, cortisol stabilizes. Balanced meals, cravings drop. Consistent energy, metabolism improves. Protein is especially important because it's almost impossible to overeat in a way that turns protein into stored fat. And when you pair high protein with regular meals and lower intensity training, cortisol naturally drops. Step 5. Supplements. Helpful, but not the foundational. Think of them as reinforcement, not the solution. Some of the supplements include ashwagandha, an adaptogen that supports stress recovery. Magnesium bisglycinate helps mood and sleep. Rhodiola supports focus and reduces fatigue. Maca supports hormonal balance. Reishi calming and supports sleep. These can help, but only if sleep, stress management, and balanced training are already in place. You can't fix a huge wound with a tiny band-aid. All right, let's bring this full circle. Today you learned what cortisol actually does, why elevated cortisol slows or completely stalls fat loss, how sleep, stress, workouts, and nutrition affect cortisol, the simple steps you can use today to lower cortisol naturally, and how lowering cortisol makes fat loss easier, faster, and far more sustainable. Now you understand why you can be eating well, exercising often, and still not losing weight, and more importantly, you know exactly what to do next. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more videos just like this, and let's make your fat loss journey simpler and more sustainable.